Well, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm going to try to do this one on my phone. I've got all my other gear packed up, my normal gear. So, I got this record here last week. And if you're not familiar with this record, this is Kind of Blue Analog Productions UHQR. Now, this record here, Kind of Blue, is the most probably favorite record of most folks for jazz records. It's the best selling jazz record of all time. Excuse me. So it's pretty popular. Um, and this now is the king. This is the best sounding version of all time. Chad has done a phenomenal job on this record. He doesn't ever put out anything unless usually it's always the best one ever made. And again, he's done it again here with this. Now, there's a lot of different versions of this record. Sony Legacy did the 50th anniversary. You got a big book, everything inside that record. Of course, they're going to use the. Now, here's part of the deal about this record. This is a 62-year-old record, something like that. And when they recorded the record, they had a couple reel-to-reels running. The one was the master tape, and the second one was basically another master, was running at the same time. They picked the one that they chose to make the master off of for the original Columbia 6i. Side 2 runs at about 1.5% slow. It's just the way that the machine was running. Now the backup, the 3-track backup that was used to make this record, that was running at the right speed. Now Mobile Fidelity made one here a while back. They used somebody here a while back got the original 3-track. That was a bit before Bernie got it, and they did a mix down of it, the 2-track. That's the one that MoFi used to do their 45 RPM version. So anytime you can get closer to the original master, which this was right from, now Bernie didn't even do any EQ or anything. It's right from the tape, the original master tape, the 3-track, right to the lacquer. Okay, and then they made stampers off of that. It's not a one-step now, but it is the first generation, the best we're going to get. Are they ever going to release the original 3-track out again in our lifetime? Probably not. Ever again? You can't ever say never, never, never. Some people are. Chad's saying they don't think they're ever going to get it out of the vault again. But probably not for a long time. So for now, this is the king of the castle right here. The best sounding version. It's better than the MoFi. It's better than the original classic record, which is the same plates, but now Chad Kasem over at Acoustic Sounds they've got a better vinyl formulation. They've been changing it. It's even different than the Jimi Hendrix and the Jethro Tull formulation. They keep on improving the vinyl. And they got the presses they do it by hand, and the longer pressing times are involved. There's everything that they can do, the flat profile, all that stuff. So what are you getting here? If you haven't seen what comes in the UHQR, it's on a beautiful, and of course we've got the hype sticker on there, original shrink, slides out, and you have the beautiful tip-on jacket from Stoughton in the City of Industry. That's really nice. When you get a one-step, you don't get a cover like this. They give you a piece of paper, basically. You can't even, Chad's doing it right, and it's the same price. A lot of times the one-steps are two LPs. And you get a nice book, which you don't get with a one-step. You don't get a book of any kind. Chad's putting books with his, which is nice. Nice to have a book. Advertising. And now they're talking about the flat profile. Now, you know, years ago they used to use this standard vinyl profile. The edge was up higher and the label was higher than the actual playing surface, because if you used a record changer, you didn't want the actual record grooves touching each other, so they would rest on these edges. But the flatter profile, it's a little bit, but it's flatter. See, this has got a rake to it. So when your needle's tracing across, that cantilever is kind of on a bit of an angle. Flat profile, it stays perpendicular. And of course, they give a lot of information about how the records are made. There's the press, the fine belt presses and such. And should be one more thing. There it is. UHQR and Clarity Vinyl. That's his 2 patents. He's using the ultra high quality record, which has been around since the 80s. At MoFi, he bought it from them. That's why they call theirs One Step now. And Clarity Vinyl. And Clarity Vinyl doesn't have the carbon black, because the carbon black has metal in it. So over time, those little parts and those little particles can be magnetized. And you know, when you're using a cartridge now, it's a magnetic pickup. Works by magnetism, right? So over time, the stuff gets magnetized and it interferes with the magnetic pickup and it distorts the sound. So they're not using carbon black. They're using the best copolymer available that they can find. And it's very, very quiet surface on this record. And the difference is now probably the one that I think Mike at the In-Groove, he liked before this one came out now. He liked the MoFi. But the MoFi is EQ'd up on the bottom end. It's got a bit of a bass boost. It's not more articulate bass. It's just more of it. It's EQ'd up. And I know MoFi does that on quite a few of their records. And I'm not a big fan of that. I like articulate, tuneful, detailed bass. This has got it in spades now. This one here does. So this is now, and because it's right from the tape, right to the lacquer, you get that magic in the sound. You get that you are there. You get the breath of life in the music. Where when you go from the original master mixed down to a 2-track, and then you make a record from that, that's where you lose some of that breath of life, folks. That's why always the original presses sound, they have that more of that breath of life in them, that original press. That's why we always go for that. Also, when they remaster these records now, like Acoustic Sounds does, and MoFi for the most part, when they do the original master recordings, they're taking the original master tape and they're making another original master recording of it. You're getting another original gangster, like we're doing here. And they're doing it with the best they can, right? With the best vinyl formulations, with the slowest pressing times, with the you're not adding boost and EQ, and you're not doing all that. And so you're getting the original, and that's where you get the inner detail and the shimmer on the cymbals. You get all that stuff. It sounds with stuff that makes the stuff sound real. Like you're actually in the room with the cymbal hit and you go, hey, wow, I really does sound like the bronze. I can hear the shimmer of that stuff. It's just not a swish, right? That's the kind of details you get with a record like this. So for you know, this is an expensive record. It costs $100. They don't give you free shipping. You got to pay tax. I think mine was $122. Now it's expensive for a record, but how do you get a high-end record like this? You can't. You have to. That's the price that they're going to go for. And anytime anybody does make a record of this quality, which is rare now, this is a big deal here. Okay, this type of a record. They always, when they get sold out, and then years down the road, you wish you bought it, because the time to buy this record is now. They're still available, folks. Don't wait, because you're going to miss out, and then you're going to have to pay twice as much here in the next year or two, or whatever the price goes up to. Because like I said, this is the biggest selling jazz record of all time. This is the best version ever made of it. And is someone going to make another one soon? No, probably not. Chad was lucky they had the plates from Classic Records. They had the father there that he could get some more mothers off of and make some more records. And then they used better vinyl, better presses, and they made a better sounding record than Classic did. And the Classic Records versions were really good. They were one of the best out there. And this is a little bit better than that now. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.